Get ready to get in the game. Stretch, strengthen, live, and thrive. You can be a winning athlete in the game of life. It's the Peel Appeal with author and corrective exercise specialist Matt Peel.
Hey, this is Matt Peel with the Peel Appeal podcast. How are you today? What's happening in your world? Literally, because you might not even be in the United States as you're listening to this, which is fantastic. So yes, it's been a while since this episode and the previous one. I was working on my sports performance certification through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I have recently passed it. So now it's time to get back into podcasting, and I have a lot more information to share with you because you know what? Hey, we're all athletes, just like the book I wrote, The Athlete in the Game of Life. We're all athletes, so why don't we train like that? Doesn't matter what our technical skills are or what our talent level is, we can still benefit from that type of training and take our lives to that next level, just like athletes do. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about how athletes train mentally, right? So motivation gurus, they're everywhere online, from on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, they're on YouTube, you can buy their books. They're everywhere, right? And they're all good, and they all have their great points in different genres, right? So we're going to do a little differently, though, because we're not going to necessarily promote one type of motivational guru or motivation overall. We're going to talk about how athletes prepare themselves mentally for long seasons, through the adversity, through injuries, the mental tools that they require to help them stay at the top of their game can also help you stay at the top of your game for where you are right now in your career or with your family and with your hobbies. So, let's look at how we can mentally train like a professional athlete and get some of those same results that they're getting on the field or on the court or on the ice or whatever they're doing for their sport. So there's a lot of theories out there. Some are based on achievement, some are based on self-motivation, some are based on tasks, some talk about actualization, maybe about imagery, and maybe some things are a mixture of all the above, right? Because it's not just necessarily one particular way that is right or wrong. And what may work for you, as far as maybe imagery, you're a visualization person, maybe that doesn't work for someone else because they're more task specific in what motivates them, crossing off that list. Doesn't matter if they can see it or not. The only thing that they can see is, hey, I've crossed off number A. So A is maybe, get a promotion, right? So I crossed that off the list, and that's what motivates me. Well, we have to be open to new methods, right? Because if one isn't working, maybe we should try, something else. Or again, mix and match them and figure out what is best for you. So I'm going to share some information directly from the performance enhancement. I'm sorry, I didn't even say that right. So the performance enhancement specialist certification for sports performance coaching. And these are some things that the National Academy of Sports Medicine, NASM, put in their text here and how it can help us. So, mental skills are the foundation for performance excellence. And they include the following: motivation, goal setting, confidence, arousal management, mental toughness, and resiliency. How are you managing yourself as you go through your stress? As you, go through a stressful situation and then you bring it back down. Are you motivated? Can you set goals? Are you confident about it? Do you feel good about it? You're going to go through adversity. Can you handle that mentally, not just physically? In your careers, because maybe you're not out there tackling somebody or getting slid tackled in a cubicle but you lost a big sale, and maybe you're on a performance review. How can you manage these types of things to still come out ahead? And that's what mental fitness is about. So let's discuss a few of these theories here. And the first one we're going to talk about is something called self-determination theory. And it's based on competence, connection, and autonomy. So if those are some things that kind of work for you, maybe self-determination theory is something you can work on. So it's the belief that one can create and sustain motivation. So this theory suggests that people are motivated to grow and change by those three innate and universal psychological needs, like I just mentioned: competence, connection, and autonomy. It proposes that people become self-determined when these three needs are fulfilled. So if you can understand, your specific needs for that, for the competence, the concentration, and autonomy, you can help create and sustain, a motivating environment for yourself, or maybe you're working with someone, or maybe you are a coach and you want to help someone who their tough times and be able to sustain that level of motivation that they want. So that self-determination theory could be right for you. Again, it's really focusing on the three things of competence, connection, and autonomy. But maybe that's not what really works for you. Maybe there's something else and that just doesn't jive. And that's okay, right? So there's some other ways we can do it. And maybe it's through achievement. It's about doing the goals, achieving those goals. Not necessarily, these three principles, but hey, I have to achieve that thing. So there's achievement motivation theory, and it was first brought out in 1953. It's since evolved to refer to your effort to master a task, achieve excellence, overcome obstacles, perform better than others, and then take pride in exercising that talent, right? So motivation is consistently evolving and changing with each person. Maybe you got a promotion, or it's not about the promotion. You want to make a sales trip, or there's some other goal that you're shooting for within your team, or some other goals that you have. So know that you're going to have some higher ones at sometimes, and then it might be a little bit low because it's always evolving. So you have to be aware of this variability and also observe all the factors involved in it. So again, that achievement motivation theory, it refers to a person's effort to master a task, achieve excellence, overcome obstacles, perform better than others, and take pride in exercising your talent. Is that something that you can latch on to? Fantastic. Then do so and use it. But if not, maybe there's another way to do it. So there's something called the mental fitness model, FIT, and the reason why those are important, because that kind of talks about what that model is about. So it identifies that focus, inspiration, and trust are the critical components for conceptualizing and facilitating performance excellence. So the model emphasizes how you focus your mind, you trust your training that your job has given you or that you've worked with over the years, you allow yourself to perform, and you find purpose in that performance. It goes beyond the mental fitness model, it goes beyond the efforts of just the training, acquiring the skills and the mental skills applied by linking the performance that you're doing to your purpose, to your meaning, to satisfaction. So it's kind of a more holistic effort than just the achievement motivation or that self-determination theory. Like I said, it's more encompassing back to our purpose. And again, if we don't have a purpose for what we're doing, we tend to wander. Right? Why are we doing it? We're like a rudderless ship, just out there wherever the winds may take us. So maybe the mental fitness model is something that can work for you. Again, one more time, it's focused on focus, inspiration, and trust as its critical components for conceptualizing and facilitating performance excellence. Right? You focus your mind, you trust your training, you allow yourself to perform, and you find purpose in your performance. Right? So it links them all to your purpose, your meaning, and having satisfaction. So I think that's a great theory too. And these are some things I need to actually incorporate with myself on how to achieve my goals and how to work with my clients also to get the best out of them. Then the final theory we're going to talk about today is called the goal setting theory, right? Kind of figure, okay, well, we always got to talk about goals and setting the goals. And it's true. But like I just mentioned, there are other ways to have mental fitness. But the goal setting theory suggests that you're motivated by working towards an objective, towards that goal, which in turn improves your performance. So people who set specific and challenging goals perform better than those who set general, easy to reach goals. I'm sure you've heard about that before amongst other gurus out there that are saying, don't set the bar so low that it's too easy to achieve and that you can't stretch for it. So the goal setting theory encourages you to focus on skill mastery rather than specific performance outcomes, such as, winning the sales contest, for example. Right? So you want to focus on what are the skills necessary to do it, not just all right, well, I need to win this the sales contest and a trip to, whatever, Mexico. So the 5 principles in goal setting theory are clarity, challenge, commitment, feedback, and task complexity. Right? So I'll say those again. The 5 principles of your goal setting theory are clarity, challenge, feedback, and task complexity. So again, focusing on mastering skills rather than just the specific outcome that you're looking for. So a lot of different theories, and there are more, and actually NSM has a lot, but I just wanted to highlight a few of them that might connect with you or a mixture on how to get your mental fitness, your mental game at that elite level for your career now. So when you find what that is, that mixture or one of those theories, right, stay with it. Practice it. Don't just use it once, say, oh, shit, this doesn't work. Screw it, Matt. You know what the hell you're talking about. Well, it's really just not me talking about it because these are what I have studied and these are theories that are out there. You can research them on their own. So the way to be successful, of course, is through repetition. Right? That's the only way to cement it into your habits and create the behavioral success pattern. So you have to do it over and over and over and over again. So pick a theory, pick the mental fitness model, for example, and use it for 90 days. See how it works for you. Give it at least that long. If it doesn't work, maybe try something else. But don't just do it for a week and expect yourself to have all these amazing results because it's not going to happen. So it's okay to fail, make mistakes, learn from them, but stay true to your chosen process. I promise. You'll get there if you stay consistent and put in the repetitions. So as always, I ask you to please subscribe, share, like the Peel podcast wherever you're listening to it right now. It's a great way to stay back in touch with what's trending out there in the health and fitness world, and I am getting back into it and doing more podcasts here now that I am a sports performance coach. On top of that, what else is some great motivation? Hey, how about my book, The Athlete in the Game of Life? You can go to mattpeel.com, which then links to Amazon, or you can go to Amazon directly. You can get on paperback, get on Kindle, or if you really dig my voice, you can listen to me narrate and read it to you. Either way, you're going to win, and you're going to love it, I promise. So this is Matt Peel with the Peel Appeal podcast. Until next time, have an amazing day.
Are you ready to get in the game? Get personal help. Sign up for our newsletter. and pick up your copy of Athlete in the Game of Life, the book, all at mattpeel.com. Thanks for listening.